Okay, so I went ahead and filled in these two bottom pieces here so that you can go ahead and get that copy down while I talk. But discrete and continuous graphs are something that we talk about some just so that we understand the difference between a graph that has what looks like random data points here versus a graph that has this smooth curve. Okay, and so what we start to talk about, and if you watch the video that was in your vocabulary last week, hopefully that helped clear up a little bit on this. Generally, when we talk about something that is a discrete graph, okay, it's a graph of distinct points. These are things that are counted, okay? And so what we start looking at here is, let's say that we are measuring, or we're going to count the number of tickets that we sell for next week's football game by day. So on Monday, we sold 6 tickets. On Tuesday, we sold 5 tickets. On Wednesday, we sold 50 tickets, and so on. What you notice is that we would just put those points, but we wouldn't connect the dots, because between Monday and Tuesday, I didn't sell any other additional tickets. The number wasn't continuing to rise between Monday and Tuesday. On Monday, I only sold 6 tickets. On Tuesday, I only sold 5 tickets. And so there was no connecting points in between those, so we couldn't connect those dots. Okay, so things that are counted are graphed as a discrete graph rather than a continuous curve. Okay, so then we move into continuous graph, and these are things that are measured. Okay, so think about, let's say we're gonna make a graph of a child's growth. Okay, so at year 1, this child is 24 inches, so 2 feet tall. Okay, at year 2, this child is 28 inches. At year 3, this child is 30 inches. Okay, and so we start plotting these points on a graph. And then we realize that, they didn't just wake up one day and they were another size. You've been growing a little bit at a time in between those. So it wasn't like on my first birthday I shot up to 24 inches, and then I didn't grow any at all between that and my second birthday, and when I woke up on my second birthday I had shot up to 30 inches. That's not how measurement or how growth works. And so what happens is we start to connect those dots, because we know that somewhere in between my first and my second birthday we grew. Okay, but we grew from 24 to 28 inches, or whatever the measurement is. And so that's where we get into continuous graphs, where we start to connect the dots and make a smooth line. Whether it's a curve or a straight line just kind of depends on the data. Okay, so hopefully that helps clear that up a little bit. And again, that video does a great job. She kind of goes through and talks about different situations where you would see that. She talks about, if you were to buy tickets for something, but also if you're counting the number of students, well, you can't have a half a student. So we couldn't connect those dots in between because I couldn't have a half of a student. And so that would be a discrete graph. But then we could move into continuous and, temperature. The temperature doesn't just shoot from one temperature, the low to the high, all of a sudden during the day. It gradually grows and changes throughout the day. And so that's where a continuous graph would come in. So hopefully that helps clear that up a little bit, and you can get that copied down into your notes. And then we're going to talk a little bit about relations in the next video.